Come on. Come on.
All right, it's the 18th of February. It's about 2:30. Bo just got up from his nap, so he's filled with energy, and now he's laying back down. I just posted on the Arms Room's Instagram that we are dead in the water. We are closing. So I'm closing the store. Backstory, we opened about June, I want to say 2021. Did okay. I mean, obviously, your first year, you're most likely going to do pretty good. At least we did. Because it was new, and everyone's like, yeah, let's go to the Arms Room. Ooh, oh my God, sales out the yin-yang, just skyrocketing. 2022, struggled. I don't exactly remember how much. 2023, not great. But since we opened the store itself was not generating any real profit. I actually don't know if we turned a profit substantially too many times in too many years. I can tell you with certainty, 2024, we took a $60,000 bath, meaning it cost us $60,000 to keep the store open. 2023, it was $30K. I don't remember 22 or 21's numbers. Now, mind you, I have basically 3 entities. So there's the Arms Room store in Roseville. There is the Airsoft Ministry rental and consumable aspect in Roseville at the Airsoft Ministry. And then the field that we own in Combat Zone. So what we didn't do, because it wasn't appropriate, is we didn't lump the Airsoft Ministry rental thing in with the Arms Room's profit and loss, because that would have been inaccurate, because that has nothing to do with sales generation. So my business partner and I had our meeting in January. We went over the numbers and went, oh, this is bad. Out of really just love for it, I wanted to keep it open at least one more year. And then we started actually talking about the feasibility of that. And he was like, that's not going to happen. There's no way we're going to do it. I was like, all right, what about summer? So he and I had kind of like agreed, all right, well, we'll see what happens in summer. And then January took a hit, and I went to Airsoft Ministry a few times, saw how many players they weren't getting, and went, this is done. It's time to be a good businessman and throw in the hat. Mind you, years ago when we first started, pre-True Aim, so when Airsoft Ministry was still the Airsoft Ministry, so I'm just going to say from about 2016 to about 2020, end of 2020, excuse me, they were doing about, even when we were only open on Sundays, we were getting 100 to 160 players easily. There would be some times where the Airsoft Ministry on a Sunday would get like 200 kids. Now, years later, it might get 40. It's not getting 60. And of those players, it's not like all of them are spending all of this money in the Arms Room for their retail needs anyway. They have what they have. So that's the real reason that the Arms Room went down. I should have added that in the beginning, but I don't really care. The Roseville player base is, from a business standpoint, dead. Obviously, it's not dead because the Airsoft Ministry still operates every Sunday from 11:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But if you look at the player base, it's barely a fraction of what it used to be. Now, when we took Airsoft Ministry over 1 January 2021, and we're open Saturday, Sunday, and Friday sometimes and all this, it's popping pretty well. We're doing pretty good. So that's what motivated us to start to get an actual location, like an actual physical location, a brick and mortar as it's referred to usually, a physical retail location, instead of operating out of the trailer that we had. So that was good. And then, man, the company just took a dive. So around the time we had picked up Combat Zone, which was about May, June-ish, 2021. I want to say 2021. Remember, because I was at the my first Insurgency game when I got the call. We acquired Combat Zone and Predator. We tried to make Predator work. Predator failed. We're actually still paying for Predator. I'm actually about 3 payments behind to the former owner on that, just because we're broke. So we still have about $20K left in Predator debt from the inventory, not from the name or the licensing or Combat Zone. It's all from old inventory that didn't move. So we spent resources into Predator and to fix up Combat Zone. So that kind of hurt the Bo. Bo's over here chewing on a tennis ball. So that sort of hurt profit margins. Obviously, that kind of hit the profit and loss statement. 2020, the end of 2023, all of my business partners except James Strutton, the Combat Zone James. So all 5 business partners that I had, excuse me, 4 business partners, we bought them out. They stepped away from the company. Ethan stepped away, Daniel, Alex, Ethan's wife, all this, they had all stepped away. So James and I were basically left like with the company and all this debt and all this tax stuff we had to deal with, and we just had no idea what we were doing. Oh my God, taxes. That hurt. So there's all these huge things that were coming in and just taking money. And the arms room was just selling less and less and less because there were less and less players. We didn't have True Aim anymore. The church had to take it back because of county zoning restrictions had changed. And all of this stuff that had happened. And the Roseville scene dried up. There's just less and less players in Roseville. And that's ultimately why we have to close the arms room. There's just not enough players to sustain it. There's just not. It has nothing to do with like Amazon, kids buying cheap stuff on Amazon or kids saving $5 here. It has nothing to do with players going to other places. That's not real. That may or may not be an impact for other businesses. It had 0 impact on us because there's no way kids are buying that much from Amazon anyway, because we still had a bunch of cheap stuff anyway, optics and slings and all that stuff. But once a player buys a thing, they usually have that thing for a long time. Think of how long you've had your gun. When was the last time you bought a gun? That's where the big money is guns. Guns have about a 30 to 40, AEG rifles have about a 30 to 40% profit margin. So let's say we did $1,000 in rifles, $1,000 even in rifle sales. Well, I only made about $300 in profit. Because that $700, I'm going to have to use that to go restock the items we just sold. And now that $300, I have to go to pay the $2,000 a month lease. I have to go towards pay our insurance. I have to pay my staff. Yeah, that's just the cost of doing business. And our overhead just became too much. Combat Zone is fine. Combat Zone overhead is drastically lower. But the profit margin is also not drastically lower. Maybe not drastically, but it is lower than arms room. But the profit margin we get from Combat Zone, because an admission is 100% profit. It's a service fee. I don't have to buy an admission to give it to a kid. You know what I mean? Like if I have to buy a rifle and then sell to that rifle, I only get 30% back. So we get 100% profit with admissions, and we get a lot of birthday parties. Paint has about a 40 to 60% margin. BBs don't, and paint is way more expensive anyway. So if you want to check out the whole BB debacle, for Combat Zone because we switched our field to field BBs only. We get one paintballer equates about 3 airsofters. So there's that. Yeah. So what am I going to do now that the store is closed? I haven't been going to the store that much in the last really at all this year. I've been staying home, applying to jobs. Tomorrow I have a test for probation officer for Butte County. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. I kind of hope I get that. I've applied for a bunch of federal jobs, state county jobs, stuff like that. I thought about going back and being a cop again because they're hiring at the Air Force Base, but I do not want to shave. I will not shave my beard. I'm not. A temporary thing, yeah, I'd shave my beard like, hey, while you're in the academy, because most DoD agencies don't recognize each other's academies. So while you're in the Air Force Police Academy, you're going to have to shave your beard, but you can grow it back out. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't care about that. That's not a thing, though. Plus, I don't want a security clearance again. It's just a pain in the butt to deal with. It's a lot of stress that guys that don't have security clearances won't know about. And that's kind of it. I'm still going to be in Airsoft. Still really just doing Milsim West things and DFE and the Hill 559 event. Frostbite every year, so you're still going to see me there. Still going to make videos and content and do all that stuff because this costs me nothing to do. And I enjoy it because I get to talk to you guys because I freaking love you fucking kids. I'll do in good weather, so definitely not anytime soon. So like towards Christmas season and stuff like that, I'll probably do some pop-up vendor tents at Airsoft Ministry. I'll still be selling pyro and stuff like that for the one Milsim West event we can use pyro at in California. And then I'm also going to start taking orders for Centerville because I'm going to a Centerville event unless I get a job. And that's going to be a little awkward. And that's kind of it. I got my dog. I'm getting married soon. Oh, BTS, I'm getting married soon. Small thing. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to get a house next year. So if I can get a real job, maybe I can get a house. And there's a solid chance that my fiance is going to be pregnant before the 4th of July. I'm going to put my dick in her. So there's that. So I'm still in Airsoft, still in the industry, still going to go places, still going to go to events, still going to see my friends. This year, you're probably not going to see me. If you're like in Roseville or if you go to Oroville, I'm probably taking the rest of the year off as far as like official duties for fields and stuff. I'm going to keep ordering BBs like in managing parties and shit like that. I don't think I'm going to do New Dawn. It didn't have the numbers that I wanted it to. It just didn't go the way I wanted it to. Right now, I don't know if I want to do Homefront. Like, I just don't know if I want to do anything really out of my way for Airsoft. Because I know it's not going to make the big money that I want it to. Like, our events didn't, even the last few years, they haven't done that well. So, why should I put in all the... Go look at everything that I've done, and I challenge you to find a field owner that puts together events consistently with the amount of attention to detail that I do in the state of California. I friggin' challenge you. The only guy that might come close is going to be Hill 559 for Frostbite, but I do a lot more behind-the-scenes organizing and promoting and all kinds of stuff. But Bax is the only guy that comes close to me. But he gets more ticket sales, so... I guess I'll shut my mouth. I mean, he gets my money. He damn sure gets my freaking money. So I don't know if I'm going to do any more of it. So I got Yellow Rocks coming up. Ticket sales for that are going pretty strong. After that, I don't know. We'll just kind of see how the rest of the year goes. Right now, I have no plans to do anything else for Combat Zone for the rest of the year. I'm just going to close my doors in April and focus on getting a job and my family and being me and getting back into better shape. And getting my sanity back, because, man, I'm kind of happy this store's closing. I'm kind of fucking happy. Retail's rough. You talk to anyone. The fucking stories, just from this year, from my friends in the retail space and the shit they have to go through just to make a 30% profit on an enormous upfront expenditure. The shit my friends have to go through to pay their fucking bills. It almost makes me not hate the industry as a whole, but hate how it's run. Just like any other business, like if you're small, no one really fucking cares about you. If you're big, try and go against, a big competitor. Not gonna happen. I can't disclose specific details on that one because it's rude and it could impact them. Yeah, but he's kind of getting screwed over, so that sucks. Yeah, and that's it. So I fucking love you guys. I'm happy. I'm fine. Life is great. I got my dog. I got my fiance. My daughter's flying out very soon, so I'll get to see her. Life is good, man. Remember, I still get $3,800 tax-free a month from the government. So it's not that bad.